for the honor done to us, as this is the first time that such an august occasion has been organized in the region. We thank you, Mr. President. Honorable Minister, our collective efforts over the years have culminated into significant improvement in the small-scale mining industry. But since a ban was placed on our operations of small-scale mining, it has brought hardship to our members, resulting in most of the youth migrating to other parts of the country or indulging themselves in social vices. We're most pleased when His Excellency, the President of the Republic, organized a training program for us at the University of Mines and Technology at Harvard. The workshop was a platform for us to be trained on small-scale mining. Since then, many of our members have taken steps to acquire the legal documents for small-scale mining in Ghana. It is, however, unfortunate that upon all these training and engagements, times are hard, and we do not want further hardship beyond where we stand at the moment. We are ready for any open engagement to help find a lasting solution to this issue. We are promising the Honorable Minister this. We will drive at will to ensure peace and tranquility at all the areas. We have also planned to ensure that production of gold will be monitored, generally at least not less than 50% through the Precious Mineral Marketing Company by the opening of their offices or buying agencies at all the points. We will also ensure an effective and efficient tax system at all the areas. All important and necessary rules and norms by government we are ready to comply with. Long live the Natural Resources Ministry. Long live the Minister. Long live the President. Long live Small-Scale Miners Association in Upper West. Long live Ghana. Thank you.
First of all, thank the President and executives of the Upper West Small-Scale Miners Association for calling this meeting, and also to thank you, members of the association, for responding to this call, in such huge numbers. I mean, little did I know that there are so many small-scale miners, such as I'm seeing in the Upper West region. I didn't ever contemplate that, and it's very impressive that you put yourself together in this manner, and you are well organized, and that you turn out in such huge numbers to meet me. We are all quite familiar with the history of small-scale mining. And in the second term of President Akufo-Addo, the President has adopted an approach which I believe is a workable approach. The approach is a broad-based approach to get everybody on board and to get all of us to play our part. Government to play its part, large-scale mining companies to play their part, small-scale miners to play their part, Minerals Commission to play their part, various stakeholders to play their part, and hopefully, collectively, we can pool our forces together to get to the situation where we all desire when it comes to mining, particularly when it comes to small-scale mining in our country and Upper West. First of all, the President has never said that he's against mining. No, he's never said that. Neither has he ever said he's against small-scale mining. On the contrary, the President wants to promote small-scale mining. Ghana today is the lead producer of gold in Africa. Ghana is the #1 producer of gold in Africa, the #6 producer of gold in the whole world. Small-scale mining contribution to gold output in Ghana is almost 40%. So if that is the case, how will the President be against small-scale? He's not against small-scale mining. But what the President is against is small-scale mining which is done recklessly. That the President is against. And that I have his instructions to also be against and to fight against it. But if you work with us and you are organized the way you are, we know about you. You have an association. You are involved in the mining responsibly, and you are recruiting and employing people. And like your spokesperson said, you even sell your gold through PMMC. That means you pay revenue, you declare properly, you are transparent. Why not? Government and myself will be more than prepared to support you, provide you with the capital to do your business, get you equipment, give you concessions, give you the permits, and so on and so forth. Even give you security to do your work decently, and employ people and make a living out of it. There is something called peer regulation. Peer regulation means when Alaji is doing the right thing and his colleague is not doing the right thing, he will draw the attention of the executives. And then the person who is not doing the right thing will be called to order. That one is you yourself, the small-scale miners, who are taking it upon yourself to, hey, don't come and spoil our work. This work we are doing, that's why we used to look after our family, we look after our children, we look after our parents. So if you come and you want to go and mine in river body, or you want to go and mine in forest reserve, or you want to mine in a manner that is not in accord with the environmental protocols, we are not going to allow you. Upper West Association of Small-Scale Miners, I am here to ask for your support, your cooperation. It is only through that means that we can get soldiers out of the mining sector, police out of the mining sector, and so on and so forth. But if we don't do it that way, Operation Halt, Operation Vanguard, Operation that will continue to exist. It will continue to exist because if the illegalities continue and the water bodies are being polluted and the land is being degraded and the forest cover is being depleted, the president will have no choice but to deploy the police. But if you and I work together and we'll get to a situation where the president and the country will be satisfied, like it's happening in other parts of the country, or in other parts of the world, South Africa, Canada, Australia, and other places where small-scale mining is reasonably regulated, satisfactorily regulated, and it's a normal business and enterprise that people put their money in expecting returns. Nobody will bring soldier, nobody will bring a policeman to enforce it, but it will depend on you and I. So let's get to work. Thank you very much.
The first question is, what will be the criteria for making this genuine? Secondly, I'm a geomatic engineer from the University of Science and Technology. I've been trying several times to get a job from Azuma, to no avail. So, but if someone like me is empowered in the community, it will be a shining star for everyone to follow. So,
You are right.
yes.
Our issue in the Upper West region seems to have a very technical problem. The technicality of it is that there is a very big company called Asma. And then through our hearing and knowledge, within the whole region is a concession. Even if it is a concession, this therefore means that even when Minister is willing to give out a concession, but he will have a challenge, because already there is nothing left for him to give out as a concession. In this regard, do you have any reserve land anywhere, or where, even when you are willing to give out a concession to some of us, where are you going to get that concession from?
After this meeting, I would humbly request that the members, your leadership, we have a meeting, an honest meeting, leadership meeting. Let us identify at least some level of viable areas. Because if we want to also be dotted around, I don't think he would accept it. So let us meet as a group and find out which areas should he relinquish to us. That would be satisfactory.
Begging you, echo this, our message to our Excellency, the President of the Republic. They should relinquish at least some of the resourceful areas. There are people ready to finance. Yes. But once they don't release resourceful areas, they are not ready to come in with capital to support. We have a lot of workforce, like indicated. My survey at that area about 3-4 years back was talking about hundreds of thousands workforce. Now, home now. So, Honorable Minister, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the questions, the inquiries, and the contributions. Essentially, the matters that have been raised all borders on one thing. In fact, even Ms. Nuruddin's comments, one of them has to do with the criteria we are going to use to select concessionaires. It is only when you get concessions to work on that there will be some harmony in the system. Of course, there are 2 or 3 truths that we have to say to each other. The first one is like the regional secretary point. You have to be organized. You have to be organized. We can't come to WA or Upper West and say, oh, Alaji, you one concession. Idrisu, another concession. You, another. No. You have to form cooperatives, or if we are granting a concession, we are even granting it to the association. And amongst yourselves, you have an arrangement of how you will deal in the concessions. But individual concessions at this stage may be difficult. So to be organized is extremely important. I'm not an expert in mining, but I've been around enough to understand how the system works. It's all because you don't have the wherewithal and the resources to conduct exploration, to conduct geological investigation. That's what you don't have. And that I don't blame you, because it costs millions of dollars to conduct geological investigations, to be able to tell that here is mineralized, this place is not mineralized, here there's gold, here there's no gold. I will task the deputy CEO, who is here, of Minerals Commission, in charge of small-scale mining, to convene a meeting within 2 weeks between his outfit and the leadership of your association, and sit down and get to the bottom of this matter. And I'm expecting him to do that within not more than 2 weeks. He should do that with you, do that with Upper East. These are the two major mining places of the North today, Upper East and Upper West. He should call you, call the Upper East people around the table on my instructions, and sit down and have a proper, in-depth discussion with you. And please, that discussion, let it be brutally honest. Don't come and say that you give all of Azume's concession to you. It won't work. So sit down and talk properly. And then what we can use our offices to work out for you as an association, we can organize that. And of course, eventually, the sustainable solution will be for government, for us to get to the point which we are working on, to find some funding to conduct geological investigations, purposely for small-scale mining, so that we come to Upper West, we spend some good money, conduct investigations to find concessions which are mineralized, and dedicate it to small-scale mining operations.